Hi everyone, welcome and thank you so much for attending the DSIP virtual closing ceremony. In this video, I will be talking about my experience this summer as a 2021 DSIP intern. Thanks for checking it out and I hope you enjoy. Just before I begin, this is a little bit about me. My name is Tomsheck. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I'm going to be a senior this fall majoring in communication and media. My favorite restaurant in Ann Arbor is Monty, and although it's really hard for me to choose on campus, I love being on the second floor of the Ugly at night during the week. Or you can always find me somewhere on South University Road, whether that be at the Starbucks or outside the old Espresso Royale building. Now, if you're new here, you might be wondering, what is DSIP? Well, DSIP stands for Development Summer Internship Program. This program consists of a work component that is unique to every intern in my cohort, and the class component where my cohort and I learned about the role of philanthropy within higher education, along with the techniques, values, and influence of fundraising, which can be applied far beyond the walls of the University of Michigan. Throughout the summer, I have been able to, 1, understand and successfully practice the fundamentals of fundraising in U.S. institutions of higher education. 2, recognize the complex role individual donations play in driving social change. 3, contextualize and evaluate the moral and ethical implications of fundraising and philanthropy in the past, present, and future. 4, analyze the application of fundraising techniques across varying cultural contexts. 5, test through thought and action ideas and assumptions associated with emerging approaches to fundraising and philanthropy. And finally, 6, articulate a personal stance related to the role that fundraising and philanthropy plays in my life. Now, my personal favorite aspects about the class component this summer were the many hands-on interactive activities and team challenges me and my cohort completed. One of them was the Major Gift Officer role-playing activity, where 3 other members in my cohort and I took turns being Major Gift Officers, talking to a made-up prospect named Charlie Hale to find out what he was passionate about and willing to donate to Michigan. It was great to bounce ideas off of my fellow interns and take in so many different perspectives, as well as imagine real-life scenarios and conversations Major Gift Officers have. Another favorite of mine was where, again, a small group of my fellow interns and myself got to interview a real Michigan alumni and donor. Hearing stories about why he gave back to Michigan and to higher education in general was beyond heartwarming and inspiring. Then lastly, but not least, and one of the most impactful activities my cohort and I had done all summer was complete the nonprofit 9-0 challenge. My 4-person team had only a 90-hour window of time to apply what we had learned in DSIP so far to help do good to a special local nonprofit, which was the African American Cultural and Historical Museum of Washtenaw County this year. My group was challenged with developing a sustainable giving plan, as well as recommend 2 to 3 grant programs that AACHM should apply for to receive funding for next year. This was a difficult yet rewarding experience. And these are just a few of the many accomplishments I completed in DSIP over the summer, and they all gave me great insight as to what a career in philanthropy and the nonprofit sector might look like for me. As for my individual work component, I was placed at the host site Gifts and Records Administration at the University of Michigan. GRA is the department that processes all of the gifts and donations ever made to the university, which I think is super cool. My project tasks with them were to research the various root causes of duplicate record formation in DART, the university's development CRM, and returned mail to GRA. To find solutions for these problems, I completed multiple virtual interviews with the university development faculty. I investigated what was in the CRM and U of M development algorithms, and I reviewed and analyzed in detail over 200 pieces of GRA return mail. After my research was collected, I drew up data collection summaries and recommendation reports for GRA, and then finally, I presented it all to senior management. The overall goals for my solutions were to reduce the amount of return mail GRA receives and processes, as well as strengthen matching criteria for various matching packages created within OUD and the university's CRM. Finding solutions to these issues is important for many reasons. Reducing return mail to GRA and duplicate record creation in DART ensures that the university's data and databases are reliable and accurate, maintaining integrity overall. And this is critical to the university's reputation and relationships with alumni and donors. The more accurate and reliable the data and databases are, the better, for the sake of alumni donor privacy and for the university's efforts in reaching other development goals. Now, these are some of the skills I learned and was able to hone throughout this project and throughout the DSIP program as a whole. My project really pushed me to effectively evaluate and analyze an abundance of data that originated from multiple sources, to advance preparation and communication of the summarization of my findings, to deliver a comprehensible and professional report to senior leadership, and to be precise and intentional when investigating and analyzing a workplace issue. Overall, though, I have learned how incredibly dynamic and complex challenges in the workplace can be and that everything is interrelated. It's important to not lose sight of the main goal and avoid falling down a rabbit hole of research leads, especially when there is more data available to gather than I can fit in a limited time frame. I also learned how to navigate professional relationships and interactions, which will help me feel more confident as I meet and work alongside my future coworkers and bosses after graduation. Now, I had such a blast this summer engaging with all of the DSIP class content and diving into my work projects. Most of all, though, I am just incredibly grateful for the cohort in which I was placed as we all pushed through another difficult period doing virtual learning and not being able to meet one another fully in person. I think we just all came to class committed, though, to developing ourselves both professionally and personally. And we did that knowing that we had the utmost support from our incredible instructor, Jillian Gross-Fortking, and our beloved DSIP director, Jamaica Ferguson. It was those two ladies and my amazing GRA supervisors, Julie and Justin, who I knew I could go to for any question, concern, or support. I just wanted to give you all a shout out because I have appreciated working alongside you all and I will never forget this experience. So thank you. And when I applied to DSIP, I expected my summer to be full of learning, leading, and caring for others. And that is exactly what happened. I could not be more happy for getting a chance to be a part of this special program that continues to do good. Thank you all so much for watching this video and listening to my DSIP experience. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you so much, DSIP. Viva la DSIP and go blue.